I am a stage 4 cleanup. Hi, it has been a very long time and this is a forewarning. It is currently late at night and I have had a couple of adult drinks and we're just going to have a fun repot with me because that's all I can be bothered to do. Right, this could be a mess, a total mess. So without further ado, let's just get straight to it. This is a Scandapsis. You know what? It's just a satin pothos. I'm gonna put the scientific word down here, or up here, wherever it's gonna look better. And anyway, satin pothos, because I can't think of what it's called. Scandapsis something. This is currently still in the cocoa coir that I purchased it in, and I'm just gonna pull it out. Nice. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This one came from Bunnings, I believe. I might have to, oh no, it's just gonna come straight out. Okay. So this one has pretty good roots. I don't know if you can, no you can't see that. Let me shuffle. Right, so it's got fairly good like root growth, but it also has a plug on it, so I'm actually gonna take the plug off because even though the roots are growing fairly well through it, it's only growing through a couple of sections. You might have heard some people call this little bit of mesh here with holes in it the death plug, because it can be known to inhibit root growth, but I've actually had a really interesting conversation about this with a friend of mine online, and basically these little death plugs, they are perfect to grow plants or seedlings or cuttings and get roots out of them in the conditions that the plants are grown in. The problem is that when they are moved to a new place, like when you buy them and bring them home, they're growing in new conditions. So not only do they have to readjust to the new conditions that they're growing in, they have to continue trying to grow through this here. And so it doesn't, I mean, it can kill them, but it's not just because of this plug alone. However, with saying that, I'm not for them, I'm not against them, but when I do decide to repot the plants, I do get rid of this. So that's going in the bin. You can't see what I see, so let's flick this around. Okay, so this is my cat, and he's probably going to be hanging out here because he likes it when I'm a little bit tipsy because I pat him. Okay, so this is the satin pothos here. This has been planted in pure cocoa coir. I'm going to mix it up a little bit with some more well draining stuff just so I can get a bit better roots. I've had this little guy for a little while. It has given me a fair few new leaves, but I have chopped them to propagate them. That's really hideous to look at, so I'm gonna get rid of that right now. Beautiful. Also, please ignore the bits of pieces of sphagnum moss and stuff on the ground here. It's been a really long week. A really long week. I'm not even gonna get into it. So, that's not what we're here for. This is not therapy. This is trying to be entertaining and informative, and I'm hoping that I'm doing one of those things. Soil. Oh, yeah. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but I'm not wearing gloves because they're not with me right now, and that's too much effort to go find them. There's that string that I lost in one of the other videos. I have a big tub of soil here. This is basically perlite, orchid bark, coarse orchid potting mix, which is basically just pure orchid bark. horticultural charcoal. Do you mind moving your leg? Can you move your leg? Okay, that's fine, you can stay there. Really? Okay, this is what's gonna have to happen. So, you sit here, you watch. I am going to grab a handful of the cocoa coir. I might actually have to readjust this. Hold on. I'm gonna get a handful of our orchid bark mix over here. And then a little bit of cocoa coir. I would mix it properly, but
ain't nobody got time for that.
Put a little bit more in. Alright, once it's about a third of the way full, we're gonna whack that in there. Okay, since like most of the people that are watching this either don't know me or haven't spoken to me for years, or you know me and you just don't talk to me anymore, that's totally fine as well. You know, everyone's got their own life, whatever. If you're interested, I actually do things with my life now. I guess I'll start with a bit of information about me for those of you who don't know me. I'm 21, I live in Melbourne with my 2 dogs, my cat and my partner. By the way, that's done. Beautiful, loving it. Move that to the side. Oh, actually, intervening here, I got these pots from Kmart for 20 cents. They were the pink ones that said Crazy Plant Lady on them, and I kept some of them, but I spray painted the others with some leftover fabric spray that I had from spraying my dining chairs, and put a sealant on it, and yeah, beautiful, love it. Right, yeah, anyway. I am currently studying at Victoria University and I'm studying Certificate for Mental Health. I work as a disability and mental health support worker. I feel like you can't see me at all. I'm gonna need to find a better place for this. Sorry for the continuing camera angle changes, but
it is what it is. It is what it is.
I also work as a disability and mental health support worker, which is absolutely fun, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I don't think I will ever get a job in a different field. I might change my role up, but I absolutely love this job. I love it. That's pretty much it, actually. I don't aside from plants, like I like drawing and music and art, but work and uni kind of take up a lot of my time, and yeah, I guess plants is something that I can see progress without having to do a lot of consistent work to it. So this is the hobby that I'm enjoying the most at the moment, just because I can sort of take a couple of minutes a day to care for the plants and, you know, do what I need to do to keep them alive, and they just basically thrive on their own, and it just gives me so much joy being able to see them grow and like wake up in the morning and just have all these plants that, yeah, I just love. Moving on. This is a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, or a mini monstera. Not gonna lie, I hated this dude for so long because it wouldn't grow, it looked ugly, and I despised it, and now all of a sudden it's decided that it's just gonna grow for me, and now it's my new favorite. Don't tell my Thai constellation that. Right, done. Wow, I get this done so much quicker when I've had a couple of drinks. Okay, beautiful, another one. I'm not changing the pot size of these guys because I don't need it at the moment. It was more so that I hadn't changed the soil for like, well, before I got educated and just basically planted them in dirt, which is probably why they weren't doing that well anyway. But this one is actually my Jade plant, and this one came from my mum which came from my nan, and I love this plant to pieces. However, it has been planted in this jar for God knows how long, and there's obviously no drainage holes in it. It's basically suffocating it. It's like Voldemort. It doesn't have a nose. It can't breathe very well. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to find... You know what? I take back everything I said. I can't find a pot that's going to fit back in this, and I really want it in here. And that's just not gonna work. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to take back what I said, and it's just gonna have to go straight back in this pot. However, I have noticed that there wasn't a lot of soil keeping this little guy alive. So the good thing is my nan has put these little rocks to help with the drainage, which is why there hasn't been any root rot. But at the same time, I've been so cautious about overwatering it because I didn't know what the medium was in the pot. And yeah, the roots are kind of dried out. And I mean, there wasn't much dirt to begin with either. So I think what I might do is put these rocks back in. And I mean, like, if I don't use them all, mixing rocks with some of my other plants isn't going to hurt. It'll be fine. Right, so I'm going to put the rocks back in there, and then I'm going to add... This is the plain mixture of the really coarse orchid bark mix. I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't, but it's quite literally just like little bits of bark. I'm going to put some of that in it as well, just at the bottom. I used to work at McDonald's, KFC, Subway. Basically, if you eat it, I make it. Now, well not now, but a couple of years ago, I managed a shoe warehouse, and that was in Chapel Street in Paran. And then I moved to Mildura, and I bought and renovated a caravan, lived there for a bit. And then I moved to Geelong. Didn't have work for quite some time, and then I moved here to Werribee, and because of coronavirus, I lost my job at the hospital. And yeah, I was really lucky. I was able to start studying and got a job out of my course, and yeah. Okay, new battery, and we're back. Yeah. So I'm going to stop going on about my work. I'm clearly really happy with it, which is really good. Right, okay, the next plant I'm going to repot. I haven't repotted since I got it, probably 12 months ago now, and it is looking really sad. I've chopped this little dude up so many times, and I haven't had one successful propagation. So if you have any tips to propagate a snow queen, of all things, a Epiprimnum aureum snow queen, one of the easiest genus, I guess, family of plants to keep alive. I can't propagate them for the life of me, and since I've cut those propagations off at the end of spring, I'm not getting as much growth. This is the newest leaf. I mean, it is beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, it is a really pretty leaf. But I've seen so many people have massive leaves on their snow queens, and it's just, mine's not doing it. So hopefully a repot is going to help, because, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be growing much if I was like this, so this is what this one looks like. Oh my god. Note to self, don't drink before repotting plants because you're going to make a massive mess. Now this guy was, oh, there's some exciting stuff happening in here. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can see, actually you might not be able to, but down the bottom here is where they've cut the stem, and they've had this much of it sort of sticking out, and it doesn't look to have had any leaves on there. But if I allow you in here, can you at least be quiet? Okay. So yeah, it's grown a whole bunch of roots, and it's actually starting to sprout 2 new little baby offshoots. So this is why they haven't grown as much, I think, because they've been too busy putting out these 2 little babies here. So I don't know if I should mix all this together, probably not. So let's just make, what else have I got? Oh yeah, okay. Just talking to myself. So again, we're just gonna tip. Oh my gosh, if you could see what is on the floor right now. I'm not doing it on the carpet. Nobody get at me for that. I've got a storage container lid down on the floor. That doesn't necessarily mean that nothing is getting on the carpet, but you know, just got some regular dirt. Don't kill me, I know I've said it, but regular, actually it's not dirt. I got some really cheap regular potting mix that I'm gonna put in with some cocoa. I feel like a chef or like a witch making these little potions and stuff, and just hoping for a good outcome and that we don't like destroy anything. Right, some of that in there, a bit more of that. You can tell there's no real method to my madness. I'm gonna put some chunky stuff in there, a little bit more of that, and then I'm looking for a new car or not. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't really need one. I need one for work, but I can also get around that. Maybe I'll just save my money, but I don't know. I'm looking at one tomorrow, and it's one that I want, and I think now that I know what kind of car I want, I think I might just hold off on buying one until I find the perfect one. So if this one isn't good tomorrow, then I would keep looking, but like I'm not stressed. I'm not actively looking, if that makes sense. So when I'm repotting this, I just want to make sure these new little offshoots are sticking out and that there is enough room for me to stick the trellis back in. And now that I look at it, I think I've done it backwards, but maybe, oh no, it could look like that. That's fine. Looking at these plants for weeks, just going, I need to do something with them. And honestly, the reason why I haven't uploaded is because I just haven't had time. I've had so many uni assignments, I've had so much work, I've been so busy, and honestly, like when I have my downtime, I just want to sit down and do nothing. And as much as I actually have wanted to be in here with my plants and doing all this kind of stuff, I was also like, well, I don't want to do too much off camera because, you know, I want to sort of start sharing this journey with you properly, you know, all 19 of you. And yeah, I just want to start sharing this journey properly and being able to, you know, look back in a couple of months' time and be like, hey, you know, this plant, it's grown this much since then. I don't know. I don't really have people who are interested in my plant life here. My partner is very supportive, but there's only so many times he can watch.
Hello everybody, glad you could make it. My name is Kaylee Ellen.
I feel like by putting this kind of stuff out, maybe I will find some more plant people that are like-minded. Yeah, so for the time being, this is what this guy looks like. I'm not gonna lie, he's butt ugly, and hopefully that is gonna start doing something for him, make him feel a little bit better, feel a little bit more supported and himself, so that he can start being a queen. Right, over there. I have 2 more. I have 2 more to repot. Right. Now, this is my Philodendron Florida. And I hated this plant. I loved Philodendron Florida as it is. I loved it. I bought this one for myself and I hated its guts because it was ugly, it didn't do anything, and it infuriated the hell out of me, honestly. But now, so I got this leaf coming in and I was, come back here, and I was like, oh wow, that's the first one that's giving me these real like little lobes. Like, I'm really excited about this. And then I got this, was it this one? Yeah, then I got this leaf and I was like, wow, this is massive. This is actually, I'm actually starting to enjoy this plant. It looks beautiful, and I don't know, maybe I'm kidding myself. Maybe this plant is actually nutrient deficient and it's telling me that it is that by giving me a form of variegation, but I don't know if that's going to be visible to anyone else. But does this look like in the slightest that it's got some sort of like variegated stripes? I honestly think it's just nutrient deficient, so I'm not going to get too excited about it, but hey, it's a possibility. Anyway, now that this plant is giving me these beautiful petioles and these beautiful leaves with the lobes, I'm all for it. There's a new leaf that's unraveling here. I should have worn a shirt that's not stripy, it makes things so difficult. But, and his ears are in the way. But yeah, new leaf here. And I now love this plant. It is a Philodendron Florida Ghost. And honestly, like, I've neglected the hell out of this plant. I bought it and like I said, I hated it, so it just sat there. I've probably gone like 2 weeks without watering it. I haven't looked at it. It's been in direct sunlight. As you can tell, it's got some burn marks. It's been in almost no light. It's been moved around wherever I've been able to sort of fit it without it looking too butt ugly, and it's honestly done amazingly. And I think it realized that all it needed to do was put out a pretty leaf for me to start caring about it again, because, you know, that's all we're here for. I have an addiction. I spent a bunch of money. I am a self-confessed plant addict. I'm just reusing its own soil and mixing it in with some like orchid bark and stuff, just to sort of give it a bit more aeration, because we don't waste stuff here, and I am not actually all for reusing. Alright, so what you didn't see there, actually you'll notice it because I've stopped halfway through repotting another plant, but not only did my battery go flat, I also filled up my SD card because your girl's only living off 32 gig. So while I was waiting for all that to fix itself, I finished repotting my Philodendron Florida, and I also unfortunately damaged one of the leaves on the petioles in my Tipsy state, so there's that. Anyway, and again, apologies for the new frame. I know that it looks disgusting, but it's just a mess that we're having tonight, so excuse me. Just in case I run out of time, I'm gonna film an outro now. Thank you so much for watching this absolute mess. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below of anything that I can improve on. Good and bad feedback. I believe it's called constructive criticism. That's where you get to be a bitch and then say that you're just trying to help it out. But that's totally fine. Do whatever you want to do, and yeah, that's I appreciate you watching and keeping me entertained on a Friday night. It's hopefully keeping you entertained. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss a video when I post it. I promise I will be getting a little bit better with my posting. It's just been a really hectic time at the moment. So hopefully this video goes up tomorrow, depending on how quickly I can edit it. And yeah, look forward to more stuff with me, I guess. I'll try and get some more informative videos out there and a little bit more information out about my new plants that I've got in, maybe a plant tour. We'll see how we go. But if that is everything, then bye for now.